Click the bell icon to get latest videos from Ekeeda.
Hello friends, in last video we have seen something called as like classes and object, and we have seen something called as string classes. Now in this particular chapter we are going to see inheritance. What is inheritance? Theoretically we have already discussed in the very first video. Now in this particular video we are going to see actual implementation using Java. Okay, so basically inheritance, if you recollect from the previous video, then basically it is one of the major pillar of object oriented programming, right? So what actually inheritance is all about? Inheritance means what? It is a capability of a class to reuse the properties and the behavior of its parent. Okay, we have seen examples over there like vehicle, then car. Okay, so a car and the vehicle, the relationship between them is a parent and child. Okay, so basically the main motto of inheritance is to provide the hierarchy. Okay, and through this hierarchy there is a way of extracting, or I can say reusing, the capabilities of one class into the another class. Similarly, in real world, the way it happens, we have a generations, and each generation is taking something from its previous generation. So same real life, what I can say, real life concept we are using in Java by using inheritance. Okay, so reusability and the maintainability is the motto of having what I can say inheritance in Java. So basically we are going to see what are the types of inheritance Java has given us. Then we are going to see how super keyword can be used. Then we can able to see how actually we can use different, or where we can actually use inheritance. So basically, what is inheritance? Inheritance is a concept of child class or subclass automatically inheriting the variables and the methods defined in its parent class or superclass. So whenever we are talking about inheritance, there are certain words which you will regularly using. The first is a how we can actually using parent class. Parent class is also known as superclass. So basically parent class is also known as superclass. Okay. Then we are having child classes. Child classes are also having another what I can say, we can use another words for it, like we are having child classes, then we are having derived classes, then also derived classes are also known as subclasses. So these are the some abbreviations you have to keep in mind whenever you are working with the inheritance. So subclasses are what? A class that is derived from another class, subclass or a child class. It is derived from some another class. Okay. So it is also known as derived class, extensive class or child class. Then we are having superclass or parent class. It's a class from which subclass is derived, which is called as superclass, also known as base class and parent class. Base and derived, parent and child, and super and sub. These are the abbreviations. So inheritance are of different types in Java. Okay, so here we are going to see what are the different types of given over here. So the first type, very basic type of inheritance, that is a simple inheritance. Okay, single inheritance. It is also known as single inheritance. So what is it? In single inheritance, you are having one class, exactly one class is acting as a parent class, and exactly one class is acting as a child class. That means one class is extended by another class. Okay, simple inheritance. Now another type of inheritance, it's a multi-level. Multi-level, it's a extension to the single extension of single inheritance basically. Like many single inheritance are clubbed together to form this particular type of multi-level inheritance. Now what do you mean by this? Here you are having such a hierarchy there where one class is extending another class is extending one more, and so on. Okay, so there are levels. So like grandparents is have the features of grandparent is being taken by parents features has been taken by child features has been taken by grandchildren's, and so on. Okay, so that is the multiple level of what I can say hierarchy is there. So here I'm having example vehicle. Vehicle is the supermost class over here, and the features of vehicle is being taken taken here by car. Car feature has taken over here by racing car. So these are such levels which is there. So in this type of inheritance, the all the features of vehicle has came in car. All the features of car plus vehicle has came in racing car. Okay. Then we are having hierarchical inheritance over here. Now, hierarchical itself says that there will be a one parent and there can be multiple child available. It's like in for your parents, you are like there can be one. It's like you can have many brothers and sisters. Okay, so for one parent there will be n number of children available, so all of them are actually taking features of parents. Okay, so here I'm having like bicycles, and bicycles features of bicycles has been taken by mountain bikes, then racing bike, then you are having tandems bikes, and so on. Okay, so I can say that your hierarchical inheritance, it's, if you see, this is single, this is single, this is single, everywhere the single inheritance is there. Okay, so whenever I'm talking about inheritance, there are certain rules you have to follow. Now what are the rules? Always remember that parent class cannot extend itself, right? Similar, just taken an example, me. Can I extend my own features? No, it is already there with me. Okay, so class cannot extend itself. That is the first rule. Okay, second thing, one type of inheritance which is not supported by Java, and that is something called as multiple inheritance. Now, what do you mean by this? Just take an example. Okay, I'm having like class vehicle. Okay, that is my parent class, and after that I'm having again another class. Let's say what we can say. Okay, so let's say I'm having a class called as A, and I'm having another class called as B. Both are like different classes. Okay, now I'm having one class which is a child class of these two. Okay, so then now in this case, what is happening? There are two parents of one child. Okay, so this type of inheritance is known as multiple inheritance. Okay, so now what is happening over here? The features of class A as well as class B is coming in class C. Okay, till this it is fine. Now what will happen if there is a duplication? Now what do you mean by that? Now just imagine that there is certain variables are already there in class A, and same variable is available in class B also. Now when it comes to class C is taking features of both, right? Now when that common whenever we are talking about that common variable or common feature, now there is a problem to identify this particular feature has came exactly from which parent, from A or from B. To avoid this multiple line, Java is not supporting multiple inheritance. Always remember, Java supports a single line of inheritance. That means one feature should come exactly from one parent. Okay, to avoid it, we are having another concept. I mean, if you want to use multiple inheritance directly, you can't use it, but there is an alternative way to do, way it has given, that is interfaces, which we will learn in coming lectures. So these are the three basic types of your inheritance: single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, and hierarchical inheritance. Now if you club them together, that makes hybrid inheritance. Hybrid means what? Combination of any of these types. Okay, so let's move to the simple or single inheritance. So this is something called as inheritance. We are going to see different types of inheritance in details in next video. Okay, so keep watching this video, keep sharing details. Thank you.